So first is the culture of the organization. So you cannot deliver good customer experience if the people are not oriented towards customer centricity. So that's what we work on a lot and continue to do so in Union Bank. And I think we're there as our culture become more and more customer centric. Just to give you an idea, no project gets approved unless the project proponent can start off his presentation from the viewpoint of the customer. So if the proponent cannot even articulate what the customer is going to experience with the project, it doesn't get approved. Second is that culture is definitely important, but I've seen a lot of organization also where they have the fantastic culture to service customers, and I know there have been very strong brands here in the Philippines that have been known for customer service, but during the pandemic, when it hit, that's when their infrastructure got tested. And sometimes you also need to have the technology foundation to be able to execute the customer centricity that you aspire for. So if your infrastructure is not flexible, the surveys bear out what Andrew showed, what people are looking for IAS services, and on point with what Henry V mentioned earlier. If an infrastructure is not flexible or agile enough for you to deploy what you need to provide to your customers, and if it's too expensive, then no amount of good intention will translate to good service. So you need to have the right culture, then the right foundational infrastructure.
Yeah, it does. It needs to be a customer first approach to designing your services. But yes, quite, if there isn't the infrastructure to support that, you're limited. Are those sort of factors something that you'd reflect, Andrew?
Absolutely. I would just, the only thing I would add is customer centricity both internally and externally, right? From the buyer and the vendor perspective. Infrastructure buyers are looking for that same thing. It's, non-disruptive upgrades. They care about their experience of using the infrastructure that ties into their constituents, whether it's helping an operational group within their company or even if they're tying that all the way to what it means for the customer using an application, interacting with the business. It's so important today. It kind of permeates the entire life cycle. So yeah, I think Henry put it well.
Henry V, are you finding many customers are coming to you to solve challenges with that kind of digital transformation as an overarching driver to what they're looking for in their infrastructure?
Yeah, like what Andrew said, right? Despite the COVID-19, the digital transformation is just becoming a catalyst. So we're seeing, I wouldn't say a lot, at least on our customer side, but a large enterprise are actually modernizing their application, and they're focusing more on customer centricity more than internal optimization, because that's basically what gives value to the enterprise, right? Bringing in more customers, especially at this time right now, right? I mean, customer centricity is basically, I think, one of the important priorities of in digital transformation. Yes, and most of their applications are still legacy monolith. So we've seen them break, this monolith, use a lot of API like what Henry is doing here, etc. So I'm not surprised about what Henry did. That's why he's #1 digital bank in the world right now. Really amazing, really amazing.
It is. It certainly is. I think that customer-centric approach is something, a feeling we all share.